Welcome to Conny's in the Mix, Your Health and Your Money. And today I found something very interesting in the Wall Street Journal. I'm a big Wall Street Journal reader, and you should not believe everything what's in the newspaper, especially National Enquirer and all that, where, for example, Trump gets his news. You should not really believe that, but I always think Wall Street Journal, even though it's a Republican newspaper or a right-wing newspaper, I still like to trust a little bit in what they are writing. They had something very special in it. June 13, they had a big article. Could extremely low calorie diets help some illnesses and weight loss? So, health, especially health, is my topic, is my special topic. There is not really a diet what I personally didn't try myself. So I can tell you personally what is good, what went wrong, and where really I saw the best results in the long term. I never talk about 4 weeks, because 4 weeks everybody can lose, this advertising, lose 30 pounds in 30 days, that BS. Yeah, and then gain back 50 in the next 3 months when the other guys don't get paid. So forget all that. I really always look into nutrition changes in the long term, which could work. So this special so-called, let's call it a diet, because it's a very special thing. It says here, periodic fasting shows the most promise in getting rid of bad cells and making good ones for regeneration, and can be applied to all kinds of diseases, says Walter Longo, director of the Longevity Institute at University of Southern California. So I was looking into that, and he's talking about eating 5 days, a relatively good diet, with relatively good nutrition, vegetables, a lot of times plant-based, and 2 days of starving. So starving, for me, it's always a very negative word. Starving means that, for me, losing muscles, losing muscle volume, losing health. That's what I always think when I hear the word starving. Now, in this thing here from Dr. Longo, they were looking, first of all, they looked into diseases, not for the weight loss. They look into diseases, how cells are reacting when the body doesn't get nutrition, or almost doesn't get any nutrition, for 2 days. And you will not believe how the body reacts. It reacts unbelievably. The body loves it. The body is really excited of not getting any food in. And right now they don't really know from where is that coming from. How the reactions are, for example, you have to really listen to that, because this is so amazing, and I could really not believe it. In a new study, Dr. Longo and colleagues found severe calorie restriction in mice reduced symptoms of multiple sclerosis, a neurological disease, and eliminated symptoms altogether in 20% of all the animals, all the tested animals. There were no symptoms of disease in 20% of them. So how can that be? These mice were 2 days on a starving diet, so very low calorie diet, and 5 days on a normal one. They don't know yet. They don't know. They try to figure out, but they are now looking into it. So what kind of diseases would a starving, 2 day starving, 5 day regular food help? And they found things out. Really, it's just really amazing. Scientists have found diets that severely restrict calories periodically can help treat various conditions. And you should think about that if you have one of them. Autoimmune disease react extremely well to that. Low-calorie diets may reduce symptoms in multiple sclerosis and other autoimmune diseases by killing autoimmune T cells and regenerating new cells. Cancer, if you have cancer and you are under chemotherapy, you are not, still consider this. Animal studies have found periodic calorie restrictions can help protect against the side effects of chemotherapy and make it more effective at killing cancer cells. Ongoing clinical trials are looking at whether those findings hold up in humans. And I think there is a good chance it will. Because when you think about these special diets where you are just on plant-based food and minimum carbs, There you go, clients come first, and even though I'm live, if a client is knocking the door, I have to open it. Fit and Fight has to make money with personal training, so first comes the client, and after that comes my show. So I hope YouTube is able to put that now together, and I hope I can get back to the last sentence where I was talking about. Yes, that was the metabolic syndrome, what you can get when you are starving on 2 days and eating 5 days regularly. So if you are on 5,000 calories and then you go back to 2,500, that you feel already like starving. Starving means here you are on 2,500 calories and you go back to 400. 400 is like 2 slices of whole grain bread, for example. That's how minimum food that is for a day. That's what they talk about here when they talk about starving. Metabolic syndrome research suggests periodic calorie restrictions may lower the risk of developing diabetes and cardiovascular disease. The regimen results in more belly fat loss, improved regulation of blood sugar, and reduced inflammation. Oh my God, that's so important. Most of us have inflammation inside our body, and if that can be reduced, that is like a huge gift to your body and to your energy level too. It also lowers blood pressure and reduces the resting heart rate, which improves the ability of the heart to deal with stress. Very important. Asthma and rheumatoid arthritis. Studies have found periodic calorie restriction can improve asthma symptoms and reduce inflammation in the airways. There is also evidence it reduces pain and joint swelling in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. All this is coming from Dr. Walter Longo, University of Southern California. It's really just amazing when you think about it, when you put yourself on this very special diet. I have to admit, I didn't try it yet, but after reading this information, and I have to admit, this piece of newspaper was lying around in my home for like 10 days. And yesterday I got the time to read it. I decided I want to try that. I want to take 2 weeks where I will be 2 days on 400 calories, and then for 5 days for my normal nutrition with my around 2,000 calories. I want to see how I personally will react to that. But I can tell you, when I'm juicing myself, I'm around then at around 1,100 calories, something around that. But I cut out like every meat. I'm just plant-based. Everything is plant-based, what I'm eating then. And a lot of green plants. I just feel after 3-4 days, I feel like a new person. My energy level is so much higher. And I don't know what's really happening inside. I have no idea if the inflammation goes down, how much inflammation I have. But in that moment when you just feel strong and you feel great and your own energy level is that high, isn't that worth it to try it? And maybe you don't need to do that all the time. Maybe you just do it like, let's say twice a month. You do on 2 weeks, you do this diet, and on the other 2 weeks you hold a regular good nutrition. Just to see how your own metabolism is reacting. Normally when I'm done with my juicing, that's a 6-day juicing, my metabolism is so fast, it's unbelievable. It's if I eat, then every 7th day normally is my chocolate day. I'm not giving up my chocolate. I'm not giving up my chocolate for nothing in the world. So there's no way I give that up. So the 7th day is my chocolate day, and believe me, that's not just a sweet little piece of bar. It's a big one. It's a big chunk of chocolate. I'm putting in easily like 2,500-3,000 calories with this chocolate, but nothing happens. Nothing happens. I'm not gaining weight next day. There's nothing on the scale, what you can see there. There's no problem at all. So, you know what? You tried for sure, as I did, so many BS diets. Why not trying this one? And then let's see how we react. Also, I have to say it's too bad, because yesterday there was something in the newspaper that, it was not yesterday, it was on Wednesday in the Wall Street Journal too, that there is a company in Palo Alto where they are all doing this diet, where they are all on this 2-day starving, 5-day regular healthy food diet. They start on Monday, they start Monday, Tuesday together, the whole company. And then on 5 days they eat healthy, and they eat a lot of times together. So I want to see that diet in the southern states in a company who is working here like FedEx in Memphis. I want to see the company with all these people doing this diet there. So, you can do that probably only in small companies where really everybody's relatively young and healthy and they don't care about not having fried food at all. I love this idea, but I'm not sure if that works here. Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Alabama, I'm not sure about that. But you know what? This is an option. It seems to look good. I'm sure the 400 calorie day is not very easy to go through it. I'm very sure about that. You have this feeling you are hungry, but normally when you go hungry to bed or you have this little hunger feeling, you feel very well on the next day. I feel that every time I go with a little bit hunger in bed, normally every evening, and the next morning I feel very well. If I go Sunday evening in bed with all that chocolate in, on Monday morning, I'm always very, very tired. So that's interesting how the body reacts to all these calories, what I put in Sundays. And very interesting reaction. Maybe you should try that too. It also says intermittent fasting increases the resistance of cells in the brain and body to stress. Very interesting. Again, I never heard that. And also they go into this cancer treatment. They want to see how this low calorie affects the cancer cells there. We need more information about that, but I could imagine that being healthy supports your own immune system. Your own immune system gets stronger, and that's fighting the cancer cells itself together with the chemotherapy. So I think it's a great idea. What they also say, this is nothing for children. This diet is nothing for children because they are still in growth phases. You cannot interrupt with starving diets. Please don't do that to children. Also, pregnant women, they have also a completely different kind of nutrition, what they need. They need much more healthy stuff than a normal person needs. Also, when you are older, over 70, and you are not healthy, you are not allowed to do that kind of a diet. What I personally didn't like in that Wall Street Journal that they are pushing here, so I don't even say the name, the diet name where you can buy it online, that I personally don't like because in that moment it looks like the Wall Street Journal is supporting something privately owned, even though they say that the money goes into a trust. I just don't like this idea. You know what? You can do a lot on your own. You put together yourself the juicing. You can put your fruits and vegetables. You can put everything on your own together. That's not a big deal. And the starving part, you can do on your own too. You don't need to buy anything from any doctor or something from Los Angeles or something super thing is coming over there. You can do everything on your own. Research a little bit online. I will do that too. And I want to see what I will eat for the 400 calories. Probably I will have I like the very whole grain German heavy bread because that's full of minerals, it's full of fiber, so it's very good for going to the restroom. It's helping you a lot there. So I will probably do that on the 2 days, and on the 5 days I'm eating healthy anyway, and I will go for that, and I will skip 1 day my chocolate thing just to go through the 7 days completely healthy, just to see how I feel. I would like to recommend you that. It's a new diet, and maybe it goes into your lifestyle when you feel very well with that. Adapt to it, try it, and then we go from there. See you next Friday. Reboot your health and wellness today. And don't invest in anything where Great Britain is in, that's for sure. See you next Friday.